Welcome to this session on green bonds, the flagship product in sustainable finance. I'm Mireille Martini from the Climate Bonds Initiative, a global investor-led NGO working to mobilize global capital for climate action. We are the market experts for green bonds, and we produce many reports that are free to download on our website. I shall walk you through our latest Global State of the Market report, which is at end of September of 2023. Then we are going to look at how the green bond market is defined and regulated, and we'll finish with the perspectives on the latest trends. The first green bond was issued by the European Investment Bank in 2007. Since then, green bonds have become the lead asset class in sustainable finance. About 10% of all bonds issuance is issued green. If you add other types of similar bonds, such as social, sustainability and sustainability-linked bonds, you reach 14% of all issuance, or 1 bond out of 7. Altogether, green, social and sustainability bonds are referred to as GSS Plus bonds. A green bond is a bond whose proceeds, that is the money raised on financial market by the issuer, is used to invest in a green project or a green asset. Of course, the next question is, what is green? We will look into the details a bit later. For now, let's say that green means a low-carbon activity, such as renewable power generation or low-carbon transport. A social bond is invested in social housing or health or education. And a sustainability bond is a bond contributing to a sustainable development objective. As of end 2023, total issuance of GSS Plus bonds since 2006 was $4.2 trillion USD equivalent, of which 62% were green bonds. The annual volume of yearly issuance has grown sixfold in 8 years, which is a very rapid growth. Green bonds have been successful across the globe, with fast rise of issuance in Asia and Latin America in particular. Governments and financial institutions together represent about half of volumes, and corporates about 25%. The proceeds from green bonds go mostly to renewable power production, low-carbon transport, including electric vehicles, and low-carbon buildings. In France, the largest GSS Plus issuers are the state with its green OET, the social CADES, and Société du Grand Paris and Île-de-France Mobilité. Green bonds are in high demand in markets. Our research shows that they get larger book cover at issuance. They also attract a specific class of investors, those who want to include green securities in their portfolios, notably asset managers. So the market for green bonds is not driven only by issuers wanting to finance a transition, but also by investors having sustainability preferences and willing to align their portfolio with the objectives of the Paris Agreement. The market shows evidence of a green premium, also called greenium. This means that investors are willing to pay a little bit more to purchase a green bond. The yield differential is in the range of 5% basis point or sometimes more, although it is difficult to estimate, particularly in volatile markets. Green bonds are still largely a financial product made by markets for markets. 2 industry associations have accompanied the growth of the market. One is the International Capital Markets Association, the ICMA, establishing good market practices with its green bond principles. The other one is us, Climate Bonds Initiative. We run a list of quantitative thresholds such as life cycle emissions, that must be met to qualify as a green bond. CBI labels green bonds by delivering a certification, which involves verification by an external third party called a second opinion provider. The CBI criteria are designed to ensure consistency with the goals of the Paris Agreement. You can see on the screen our taxonomy of criteria for green debt certification. We go beyond the most common green sectors, power, transport and buildings. We developed criteria for water, waste, agriculture, and hard-to-abate industrial sectors. I encourage you to visit our website to find out more. Everything we do is public, and we publish a lot of detailed reports that may be of interest if you are keen to deepen your knowledge of the green debt market. A key feature of the CBI taxonomy is that it is designed for financial markets which are global. It can be used by issuers and understood by investors in every country. Taxonomized to define green bonds are important. They help prevent greenwashing, that is the sale by issuers of paper which claims to be green but is not in reality. For instance, a bond that finances the extension of an airport, enabling more airline traffic, is not green because it contributes to increase rather than decrease emissions. The fact that the airport extension building has solar panels on the roof should not be sufficient for the bond to be called green. The first country to provide a legislative definition of green bonds was China in 2015 with its Green Bonds Catalogue. In 2020, the European Union adopted its taxonomy of sustainable activities and more recently an EU Green Bond Standard, which will be applicable in 2025 on a voluntary basis. In order to claim the voluntary label, 85% of the proceeds of the bond will need to follow the EU taxonomy. However rapid the growth of the green bond market, it is not enough to meet the substantial financing needs of the transition. This is why the market is now testing the new concept of transition finance. In the early months of 2024, CBI certified a USD 11 billion landmark transition finance bond by the Japanese government to finance its transition to climate neutrality. Transition finance is aimed generally at providing funding to activities which are not yet meeting the green criteria, but contribute to meeting them at a later stage. This market is expected to help channel finance faster to the objectives of the Paris Agreement. It will be important to ensure that the transition label is not misused. Both ICMA and climate bonds are working at present to build solid principles and quantitative criteria that will help a sound market to grow. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you would like to know more, and thanks for your interest in the sustainable transition, which still requires support and effort from all of us.